Hello followers, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins Let's Play. The Zathlassan Let's Play, actually, and we're going to be doing the rest of the Chantry. We were exploring Lothering, so we're going to finish the Chantry up, and hopefully get to our base camp, get to know our companions a little bit better.
Who? I beg your pardon. I did not see you approach.
Sir Donald? Is that you?
Alistair? By the Maker, how are you? I was certain you were dead.
Not yet. No thanks to Turn Logain.
If Arl Eamon were well, he'd set Logain straight soon enough.
So you're here looking for the Urn of Sacred Ashes, then?
I am indeed. Andraste's ashes are said to cure any illness. But I fear we are chasing a fable. With each day, my hope dims.
Your friend, Sir Henrik, is dead. I have something of his.
What? And you have his locket? And a note? Maker's mercy. Thank you for giving me these. I would never have known otherwise.
I dealt with the bandits that killed him.
Thank you. I wonder how many of us have met similar fates on this mad quest.
I should go.
With Henrik gone, I need to return to Redcliffe. Perhaps later I will seek out the scholar his note mentions. But I must go. Thank you again, good sir. You have been most helpful.
Everything you can learn from him, you can learn elsewhere, so I'm not going to bother exploring the options with him.
And when the Maker spoke, chant of light scattered in the darkness.
It's terrible. So many come to Lothering, seeking refuge, only to find that we can offer little more than prayer. Does the Maker see our plight? Is he moved by this destruction? I apologize. The Maker's plan is too grand for me to fathom, especially at times like this.
Who is in charge here?
The revered Mother presides over the Chantry, and Sir Bryant leads the few Templars guarding us.
What are those priests chanting exactly?
The Chant of Light. Surely you know it.
I've never heard it sung quite like this.
Perhaps you haven't heard these verses before. The entire chant takes weeks to sing, and is only done straight through at the Grand Cathedral in Val Royeaux. Here we can only sing a few verses per week, and finish anew each first day.
Tell me more about the Chant of Light.
When the prophet Andraste was burned by the Magisters, the Maker turned away from his creations. We gain his forgiveness by spreading Andraste's teachings. The Maker will return when the chant is sung from the four corners of the world.
Aren't you worried about the coming darkspawn?
We are preparing as we can, and when the revered Mother calls on us to leave, we shall. But not before then.
I should go.
May the Maker watch over you.
Let those who cry out from the shadows
wonder
come.
if that's an accurate
Those
likeness
who
of
seek
Andraste.
redemption
Oh,
will never.
maybe she was ugly.
Those who have
Maybe she
sinned
had butt.
be forgiven.
How do we know?
I really actually don't mind
Allow
the
me.
Chantry.
I can
They
do that
are
for you.
somewhat decent people. With some exceptions. What about you? I know you have something
I'm
to
sorry,
say.
I cannot talk now. I must feed the holy brazier to ensure the flame never dies.
Who's in charge
The
here?
revered mother is in the other room, but Sir Bryant can probably answer your questions.
Do you know anything about the imprisoned Kunari?
Only that the revered mother sentenced him to starve in a cage for the murders he committed. Perhaps the Darkspawn will take him if he's not dead already.
What's the significance of the brazier?
It represents the flames that burned Andraste herself. Do you know the tale?
Of course, doesn't everyone?
We are all sinners. The fire symbolizes our hope that forgiveness is possible. Thus, we all serve by feeding its flames.
Aren't there easier ways to keep a fire going?
Of course. The dwarves have offered us coal and special rocks. Even the Circle of Magi volunteered to provide magical flames. If that isn't irony, I don't know what is. The flame means little without the act of remembering and atoning for our sins.
I think I understand, thank you.
Always a pleasure.
I'll leave you alone then.
I wish you well.
Let all mankind be humble. Let all
Ah,
repeat
you.
the
I have
charms
something
of
to tell
light.
you.
Yes? What can I do for you?
I have a letter for you from the Blackstone Irregulars.
I knew this time would come. I should have listened to my sister. Sure, sign the paper, she said. You'll enjoy some coin now, but they'll be back. I guess I'll see you on the front lines.
I'm not one of them, so no, you won't. Hold up. Hey, there was supposed to be a thing. There's supposed to be some...
What do you need?
Not you, Alistair. There's supposed to be some ancient elven boots in there, but there wasn't,
And
so
when the
that's
charm
slightly
spreads
annoying.
across all four corners of the world, let it
Oh
rise
yeah,
and
it's
listen
same.
to the
Miss,
ears of the Maker.
what is your name? You seem quite odd to me.
You would not be the first to think so. But avert your eyes. I will not have you staring over long.
Best get used to it. I'll be watching you. We want no trouble here.
Let him hear
Them
our
beady little
unwavering
eyes.
faith. Let him hear our righteous dedication and enduring perseverance.
Sure, whatever you say, buddy.
Good day, Sister Leliana. I'm surprised to see you're still in Lothering.
It is good to see you as well, Your Reverence.
I do not recognize your companion. Greetings. Will you be making a donation to the Chantry? Our need has never been greater.
What teeth is acceptable?
Might I suggest 30 silver?
Very well, 30 silver it is.
Thank you, my son. What can I do for you then?
I'm a Grey Warden. I need your help.
A Grey Warden? Here? Oh dear. You put me in a difficult position. You must know that Tairn Loghain declared the Grey Wardens to be outlaws.
So I've heard, but it is Loghain who betrayed the king.
Tairn Loghain? That is as hard for me to believe as his condemnation of the Wardens. There is a price on your head. Lay low, and I promise to keep your presence a secret. That is the best I can do. Now, if there is nothing else...
I want to talk about Sten, the Qunari you imprisoned.
It might have been kinder to execute him, but I leave his fate to the Maker. Why does he interest you?
I was hoping that you might release him to me.
Then his next victims might count you and me as their murderers.
I was thinking you might release him into my custody.
And what do you say on this, Leliana? You know your friend better than I.
These are unusual times, Your Reverence. With us, the Qunari might do some good. I am sure of it, in fact.
Were things not so desperate? Very well, I trust you. Take these keys to his cage and Maker watch over you.
Thank you, Your Reverence. Your trust is not misplaced.
Huzzah!
Yes?
We have the
What
key
can I
to
do
another
for you now?
companion. Hooray. I was hoping to receive your blessing.
For a Grey Warden? Yes. You have a difficult road to walk, don't you? In Andraste's name, I call upon the Maker to watch over his child and creation. Watch over his path, O Maker. Give him light in darkness. So let it be. Now, if there is nothing else,
I should go.
may the Maker guard you, Grey Warden.
Now, where's that journal? Lothering, Alienage, Redcliffe, Count had dinner in Frostback Mountains, Qunari Prisoner, those ones, and that one. And then the premium content.
Delivered. But those were
Have no fear, I know exactly where we're going. You.
Don't suppose you're looking to buy something?
Let me see what you have.
All right. Just don't buy everything up.
I don't need this. Or this. And that's about it. Perfect. Let's go. We're gonna get Sten. And then we're on our way.
So let's talk about your mother for a
For a
moment.
second.
I'd rather talk about your mother.
Well, there's nothing to talk about. And besides, isn't your mother a scary witch who lives in the middle of a forest? Much more interesting.
To you, perhaps. You would find the moss growing upon a stone interesting.
You know what's more interesting than that? Apostates, mages outside of the tower. That's illegal, you know.
You did not read that in a book somewhere, did you? I hope the small letters did not strain you overmuch.
Or we could not talk about your mother. That works for me.
A wise decision, Alistair.
And so it is done. I will follow you into battle. In doing so, I shall find my atonement.
Thank you, Sten. Glad to have you with us.
May we proceed? I am eager to be elsewhere.
We'll get you equipped and then we leave.
Oh, blast it.
Yes.
There we go. Oh, and I will stick with Alistair, actually. I need someone to take damage like a tank. So, Alistair gets to remain with us only because he's somewhat useful. And then we'll climb the mountain top, the mountain top, the mountain top. Then we'll climb the mountain top, but it's really just a ramp.
Someone help us!
Creatures.
Yes, loading. I actually go back there. There's my rocket
On your guard! It's your time to die! Mighty timely arrival there, my
that was
friend.
quick.
I'm much obliged.
You're welcome.
The name's Bodon Feddick, merchant and entrepreneur. This here is my son, Sandal. Say hello, my boy.
Hello.
Road's been mighty dangerous these days. Mind if I ask what brings you out here? Perhaps we're going the same way.
I, doubt you want to travel with the Grey Warden.
Grey Wardens? My, that does rather explain a lot. No offense, but I suspect there's more excitement on your path than my boy and I can handle. Allow me to bid you farewell and good fortune, though.
Goodbye.
Now then, let's get this mess cleaned up, shall we?
Now, let's see, let's loot.
Right.
Demonic Ichor, take that. I will state that you can use the things, some of the stuff that I'm tossing out, if you don't have some of the items that I have access to, but since I have access to them, I really don't care about them.
Right.
Off we go to base camp. Oh, look, a dragon.
Bad dreams, huh?
Yeah, it must have been something I ate.
Drank more like, as in the tainted blood, remember? You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
Are these dreams gonna happen a lot?
It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me too.
I'm not frightened.
I screamed like a little girl. Duncan said he thought I had someone in my room. Not embarrassing at all. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
Ah, that's Alistair for you. He does like to be a jokester. Let's see here. Any levels to give? Nope. Let's go see the quests we have, because we got the quests and they're good to have. What about you?
You're a hard man to find. Where are my manners? The name is Levy Dryden. Did Duncan ever mention me? Levy of the Coins? Levy the Trader?
I am Zathlassan. I have never heard of you.
Really? He never told you of old Levy? We've known each other for years. But here I am carrying on while you have a blight to stop. Don't want to waste your time. But you see, Duncan promised that together we'd look into something important for the Wardens. And for me. But poor Duncan's... well, no more. A tragedy it
no
is,
doubt.
at that. But I know he would want his work carried on. His pledge fulfilled.
What promise did Duncan make to you?
My family, well, past a bit checkered to see. Nobles look at us with disdain. My great-great-grandmother, Sophia Dryden, was the last Warden Commander of Ferelden back when the Wardens were known as freeloaders. So King Arlen banished the Wardens, and he took House Dryden's land and titles.
What happened next?
Hard to say. After King Arlen died, there was a civil war, loads worse than this one. And our family was on the run, hunted by enemies, with nary a friend in the world. But Drydens are tough. We rebuilt, became merchants, and we never lost our pride.
So what favor did you ask of Duncan?
I asked for the truth. My family reveres Sophia Dryden. We know she died at the old Grey Warden base, Soldier's Peak. We want evidence to clear her name. It won't restore our land or our titles, but it'll restore our honor.
Couldn't you just go there by yourself?
Well, no one's been to Soldier's Peak since Arlen's days. At least none that's come back. I spent years mapping the maze of tunnels to the peak, and I found the way a few years back. So I went to Duncan, I did, and I said that he could reclaim the old base and my family could have its honor.
What do you need from me?
I can pick my way through the tunnels at the base of Soldier's Peak, but the place, well, they say it's haunted, and it'll be dangerous for certain. Will you think on it at least?
Your family's faith will be rewarded. I will help you.
1,000 blessings upon you, Warden. I'll mark down the location on your map. When you arrive, we'll pick our way through the tunnels together.
Ah, brilliant. And let's see.
Ah, it's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Fennick, at your service, once again. I saw your camp and thought to myself, what safer place to rest for the evening than in the camp of a Grey Warden? I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
You're free to stay. Just mind yourself.
Wonderful. Thank the gentleman, won't you, boy?
Thank you, sir.
We won't be a bother to you.
I like Sandal. He's so cool.
If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
I see. let's see here.
Hello. The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
I have no idea what that means in this game, but whatever. What enchantments does he do?
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment!
Kind of similar to the
There
Tranquil.
you have it.
I want some enchanting done.
Enchantment!
Yeah, so you get the items listed here, you click on the one you want, and then you have no runes, so I can't enchant anything. But you can essentially drag and drop and customize your weapons to your heart's content. It's quite well.
If there's anything
Let's
I can
take
do
a
for
look
you,
here.
please tell me.
So, what's your story exactly?
I suppose since you told me about you being a Grey Warden, it's only fitting for me to be as open. I am originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there too, merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
Go on.
So, as I said, things were going well. But good things must come to an end. One day, a noble woman came to my store. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
And did you steal them?
Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me. The lost ties. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold.
I better do something with them than to leave them to rot.
That's exactly how I see it. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
And now here you are.
Yes, here I am. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
But where did these goods come from? Not the deep roads.
Look, we don't rob people, all right? We don't take things from people that need them. The things in the Lost Ties, what good did they do lying there? I brought them back to Orzammar, where people could look at them and remember. It's not all that different up here. There are places long abandoned by the humans everywhere. Even more now with the Darkspawn coming.
What do you mean?
People flee from the Blight with good reason, but they forget things. Things with value and meaning. They leave them behind because they're frightened and desperate. And sometimes, my boy and I, we find our way to these places before the Horde descends, and we save these things. I take them away so the Darkspawn don't get them. Is that so bad? They destroy everything they touch.
The Blight will not last forever.
No, of course not. And when it ends, I will go back to finding ruins, or move on. I don't really have much of a choice.
You didn't mention your son in your tale.
Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here. I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
Blood isn't all that important.
That's how I've always felt. As long as he's happy, so am I. It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes. He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it, at least.
He's a very much a man of very few words. Let me see your wares, Bodan.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
I am taking this because it is very good. Especially for someone who's going to be using nature attacks. Because it is actually a nature staff. And that can go in there. And I don't think there's anything I need from that. I don't think there's anything here either, because I can find a lot more stuff. Good things without worrying. They do have tomes of technique too, which are useful. Let's see. I'll need this one, 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 this one. I can't get those manuals yet, but I can get this. And then thoughtful gifts. Buy that much of them first. Sylvian's Mercy.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
Let me see your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
It's not a lot of money right now, but we'll eventually have so much money we won't know what to do with it. So I guess we'll start with Alistair. And then next episode we'll do the rest of them, and then we'll move on to the next area.
What do you need?
Do you want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
I just thought you might need to talk.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry.
No harm done, Alistair.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
He had you.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
No, I understand completely.
Of course. I'd be dead then, wouldn't I? It's not like that would make him happier. I think he came from High Ever, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I'm just...
No, not really. Not since when I went to the tower.
That must have felt a lot like when I got sent to the Chantry. You mages don't even get a say in the matter after all. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Maybe I'll go to High Ever with you. When you go?
I'd like that. So would he, I think.
We will continue talking to Alistair in the next episode. But for now, if you liked the video, slap the like button and don't forget to subscribe to help me become a GodTuber. And I will see you all in the next video.